What do you mean, my lord? Are you dissatisfied with my dowry? Or are you thinking about that cousin of yours?
None of that.
Then why?
The voice in your head is too loud. All those lewd thoughts? They've kept me awake for 3 days.
Oh crap, it's on speaker, go for it. Wow. Should I mute this episode?
Kiss that thing. You can mute it? Wow, look at that waist, go kiss her.
Host. You can't mute it. This is a key cheat code. And muting costs 500 points. You're broke now.
If you don't mute it, you'll be divorced. Where there's life, there's hope. Put it on credit. My lord, about this divorce letter, can you take it back? I've transmigrated into a novel. My husband in name only was about to throw the divorce papers in my face. I stared at Peiju's cold, stern face. I knew he was hesitating. I'm the Chancellor's illegitimate daughter. He's the general of the Northern Pacification. This marriage was decreed by the Emperor. I figure if it weren't for the racy words in my head driving him crazy, he wouldn't dare divorce me and risk defying the imperial decree.
Shunwan. Since you can control that. Of yours, inner demon. I'll tolerate you for now. But remember this, I married you only as a temporary measure. In this general's mansion, as long as you behave yourself. If I ever hear those again, shameless sounds, or if you provoke Schwanger, I won't forgive you.
Almost forgot, Lin Schwanger. That cousin who lives in the mansion, delicate and frail, is also the white moonlight of this tragic ancient romance novel. The original owner went crazy with jealousy over her, and ended up dying a miserable death. But right now, I just want to keep my head down and survive. I promise. Take care, husband. Watch your steps, husband. Phew, I kept my meal ticket.
Host. You blocked the mind transmission. Peiju is finally at peace. But your mission difficulty just doubled.
Better twice the difficulty than instant social death. Look at the comments you posted earlier. Were they even fit for human ears?
Reminder, the 500-point credit comes with interest. If you don't complete an intimacy task in 3 days, I'll have to administer an electric shock punishment.
Better to be electrocuted than divorced and starved. Quit it, this lady needs to sleep. After Peiju left, I finally got to enjoy a comfortable nap. After all, in the 3 days since I traveled here, I've been so busy dealing with the household's morning greetings and Lin Shuanger's harassment that I haven't had a single lazy morning. The original owner of this body was a timid and cowardly concubine's daughter. In the end, she was cruelly killed by her white moonlight cousin. And I, a transmigrator with the vicious female side character script, my only way out is to win over Peiju, change the predetermined death ending. They're all from those transmigration novels. Others get huge cheat codes, but I only unlocked a romance system. Whenever I have any thoughts about Peiju, or the system speaks, these sounds get broadcast directly into his brain. For the first 3 days, to assert its presence, the system spam flooded my mind. Wow. The male lead's lines are amazing. Those contours. I want to draw them. Peiju, a stoic ancient general. I'd never heard such blatant words. The fact he didn't behead me right there shows his restraint. Now that it's blocked, it's for the best. At least I can pretend to be demure and virtuous in front of him.
Madam, the general says he'll dine at the young lady's courtyard tonight. You're to eat alone.
Oh, understood.
Madam,
Why aren't you worried at all? That young lady's intentions are as clear as day.
you're the lawful wife. The general has neglected you just days after marriage. How will you get by in the future?
What's the rush? Men are like cafeteria food. If you're late, it's gone, but getting there early doesn't guarantee it's good. Just as I was reveling in the joy of braised pork, the alarm that had been silent for less than half a day in my mind suddenly rang out like a thunderbolt.
Beep, major plot deviation detected. Side quest triggered, steal the deal. Ding. Detected a major plot deviation. Triggering side quest. Intercept. Mission description, Peiju is at Lin Schwanger's courtyard. Lin Shuanger prepared a spiked calming tea. Host, proceed immediately. Stop Pei Ju from drinking it. And score some presents.
Spiked? You mean that unspeakable ingredient? This Lin Shuanger looks so gentle. But she's ruthless.
Reward, 100 points. Failure penalty, level 1 electric shock.
Xiao Tao, help me change.
Madam, you've finally come to your senses. Are we going to snatch him away?
I'm going to save him. Lin Shuanger's courtyard is called Tingyu Xuan. It's decorated so elegantly. I had just stepped up to the entrance when I heard her characteristic voice coming from inside. Cousin, this is a calming brew that Shuanger specially made for you. I heard you haven't been sleeping well lately. Drinking it should make you feel better. Can't sleep? Because of my comments. I've blocked them now. He should be sleeping like a baby. Husband, cousin Shuanger. Sister-in-law, what are you doing here? Are you worried about your husband being here with Shuanger?
What? You want a drink?
Host, now's the time. Just dump it. Or snatch it and chug it. Show them your queen's authority.
Dump it. After that, wouldn't Pei Ju just kill me on the spot? Use your brain, okay? Husband, this soup is indeed a good thing. It's just the herbs. Seem a bit off. You've been working hard lately, my husband. This calming tea is really good, but in this tea, it seems like you added ylang ylang. Cousin-in-law, what nonsense are you talking?
It's just ordinary calming herbs.
Cousin, my husband is a martial artist, full of vigor and vitality. Though ylang ylang can calm the nerves, but if used too much, it might cause irritability and restlessness.
Shuanger, what's going on?
Cousin,
Shuanger doesn't know.
the maid went to get the herbs. I just wanted you to have a good night's sleep. Cousin-in-law, how can you slander me without proof? With acting like that, you should be nominated for an Oscar.
Shenwan, how did you know there's ylang ylang in the tea?
Pei Ju stared at me, that look, like he wanted to see right through me. Well, experience makes an expert. Besides, my father has so many concubines in the backyard. I've seen this kind of trick many times. Pei Ju's body stiffened slightly. For a moment, he didn't know how to respond. He probably didn't expect that I'd bring up family scandals so bluntly.
Ding. Mission complete. Points plus 100. Pei Ju's affinity plus 5. Current affinity, negative 45.
Negative 45. So it was negative 50 before. This path to winning over Pei Ju is as long as a journey to the west. Pei Ju looked away. He didn't look at the soup again, nor at Lin Shuanger kneeling on the ground.
Since the soup has issues, just pour it away. Shuanger, from now on let the servants handle this. You're frail, get some rest.
Cousin. Cousin. The floor is cold. Don't forget to dress warmly. Husband. Husband, wait for me. It's dark and the road is slippery. I'm so scared. I trotted along behind Pei Ju. Are his legs like a pair of compasses? He walks so fast. Finally, we reached the fork in the garden path. But he suddenly stopped and turned around.
Shenwan, you're very different today.
No kidding. My whole core has been swapped. Of course I'm different. How am I different? Haven't I always been like this?
Before, when you saw Shuanger, you would just cry and fuss, or be sarcastic. Why are you so calm today? And, it's too quiet here.
Husband, didn't you complain about the noise? I was just thinking about your sleep quality. After all, if you rest well, you'll have more energy, won't you?
You'd better be. Don't think I don't know what you're plotting. The position of the mistress of the general's mansion is not that easy to hold.
When I was noisy, he blamed me for keeping him awake. Now he spent a fortune to block the noise, but he's all lost and not used to it, so much trouble.
Host, don't be mad. Even though his affection is low, he didn't stay at Lin Schwanger's place tonight. That's a win.
Use the 100 points we just earned to buy painkillers.
Huh? Why?
Because just now, the moment Peiju got close to me, the mute switch in my brain flickered. If those racy words get broadcast again, I'm afraid he'll physically obliterate me on the spot. I need to stock up on meds fast to stay alive. The system stayed silent. But I knew the 500 points I owe only cover 3 days of muting. For permanent muting, I'd need 5,000 points. And right now, I only have 100 points. Over the next 2 days, to earn points, I had to take on some weird little tasks. Even cheering wildly for him while he practiced swords. Peiju found my enthusiasm baffling, but he didn't kick me out. Then on the third night.
Ding. Death level timed mission triggered. Peek at Peiju while he's bathing. Peeping must last at least 1 minute, and provide a real-time reaction of at least 50 characters. Reward, 500 points. Penalty, activate the All Thoughts broadcast mode.
All Thoughts broadcast. Are you trying to shorten my life?
It's a great chance to earn points. Hurry, or the shield will fail. He'll hear everything again. I gritted my teeth.
For the sake of long-term peace. I'll risk it. I held my breath and crept closer. Through the misty steam, I vaguely saw a broad, upright back.
Got to say,
Peiju's figure is really something. Peiju was bathing with his back to the window, glittering water droplets slid down his toned back muscles. Along that smooth waistline, Shen Wan's eyes instantly went wide, pupils dilated. The corners of her mouth lifted unconsciously. Those back muscles. Those lines. He's practically a walking pheromone.
Display, shield duration expired. Insufficient points. Cannot renew.
Wait, system. Don't yet.
Broadcast mode activated.
Peiju in the bath had been relaxing with his eyes closed, but his body suddenly stiffened. In his mind rang Shen Wan's deafening, even echoing scream. That butt is so perky, can I take a bite? Just one bite. With a loud splash, Peiju swung around to stare at the window. Shen Wan froze in place. Awkwardly, she raised her right hand unconsciously, and waved it mechanically. Hey! Husband! Taking a bath. That night, Peiju grabbed me by the scruff of my neck like a little chick and threw me back into the room. With the hands that usually wield a horizontal blade, he pointed at my nose and scolded me for a full hour.
Shameless. What filth is in your head? You're impossible.
Husband, what if I said I was actually appreciating art just now? Would you believe me? I wanted to play the victim, but I forgot the jam has been cut off for non-payment. He looks so handsome when he scolds, even more handsome when he blushes. I want to be scolded by him forever.
Turn off that voice in your head, now. Immediately.
Husband, I want to turn it off too, but I have no money. I mean, no magical power.
Get out. Don't show up in front of me these days. Otherwise, I can't guarantee I won't kill my own relative.
Sure, your wife will get out now. Roll far away. I trotted all the way back to my room. My heart was pounding like a drum. Although I was chewed out, the good news is, he didn't even mention divorcing me at all. Is it because he's gotten used to being annoyed? In the days that followed, the general's mansion fell into an eerie balance. I tried to avoid Peiju as much as possible, but this stupid system set it up so that the signal range as long as I came within 100 meters of him, my thoughts would loop in his head from all directions. So, Peiju was forced to hear all kinds of weird stuff, like during meals, the caramel color on the red braised pork is overdone. Is the chef heartbroken or what? Or when looking at the account books, this accounting is so fake. 500 taels for charcoal. Lin Schwanger's embezzlement skills are terrible. Or when he was practicing sword in the yard, the guard on the right had a weird look. Is he secretly in love with Peiju? Gradually, Peiju's look toward me changed sometimes. He would even come to me on his own. He wouldn't say a word, just sit there drinking tea and listening to the mansion gossip. I once suspected he saw me as a human radio station. Peaceful days didn't last long. The imperial decree came down, the Empress Dowager's birthday banquet. All titled ladies must enter the palace. I'm the legitimate wife. So naturally, I couldn't miss it. And Lin Schwanger, relying on her status as the Empress Dowager's distant niece, shamelessly tagged along.
cousin, Shuang'er is entering the palace for the first time. I'm a bit scared.
I'm here.
I sat across from them, rolled my eyes. Acting. Keep acting. In the original book, you stole the show at this banquet. Dancing, giving gifts, and even set me up to be humiliated and forced to kneel by the Empress Dowager. I should be the one afraid. After cursing, I felt much better, so I just lifted the curtain to enjoy the view. The good thing about my thoughts being broadcast is, I can curse anyone without opening my mouth. Directly having a meeting in their head.
Get down.
I was stunned. I shyly placed my hand on his, flattered. Did the sun rise in the west? The jerk actually remembered to help his wife. Entering the main hall, the Empress Dowager was seated high up. She looked like a kind old lady, but I knew the intrigues in the palace were far deeper than in the general's mansion. Lin Shuang'er, just as in the original story, couldn't wait to present her embroidery of 100 longevities that she had been working on for over half a year.
Shuang'er, this child, is skillful and meticulous. I am very pleased.
After the Empress Dowager praised Lin Shuang'er, her gaze suddenly swept over me, the disdain in those eyes. I could sense it even from a distance.
I heard General Pei married a concubine's daughter from the Shen family. Why haven't you presented your gift?
Your humble servant, Shen Wan, pays respects to your majesty. Your servant knows I am unlearned and blunt, so I have specially prepared a finest jade guanyin, hoping it may bless your majesty with longevity and health.
A jade guanyin? It's common enough. Shen girl, I hear you are ignorant of literature. This jade guanyin, did you choose it yourself?
As soon as the Empress Dowager finished speaking, those sycophantic noblewomen had already started snickering under their breath. Lin Shuang'er, especially, acted like she had caught me red-handed. She covered her mouth, laughing so hard she was shaking all over.
Your Majesty, please don't be upset. My cousin's wife is busy running the household daily.
How would she have time to study such refined things? This Jade Guanyin probably just had a servant pick up a cheap imitation from a shop.
Old witch. It's fine if she doesn't know quality. But she's mocking me too. This jade guanyin cost me a fortune from the system mall. It's top-grade mutton fat warm jade. It's imbued with spiritual energy. It can prolong life. Can those cheap stones on the market compare? Hearing this old witch, Pei Jue suddenly choked. He started coughing violently. Although the Empress Dowager was displeased with me, I was still Pei Jue's lawful wife. She waved her hand. Still, she gestured for the eunuch to open the gift box. In an instant, a warm, non-dazzling white light spilled out of the box. That jade guanyin was crystal clear, so lifelike as if it might open its eyes the next second. The noblewomen who had been snickering earlier froze in place. Lin Shuang'er's face was a picture of shock.
This can't be the legendary long-lost premium warm jade.
I wore on my face that virtuous and gentle mask. My voice was cool yet tinged with piety. Your Majesty has good eyes. This jade guanyin, I had someone search far and wide across famous mountains and great rivers to obtain. Not only is the jade rare, it was also enshrined before the Buddha for 81 days. It is most spiritual. May it bless you with a long life and eternal youth.
Good, Miss Shen, you are so thoughtful. I haven't seen anything that catches my eye like this in a long time. A reward, a generous reward.
Lin Shuang'er, sitting nearby, her face visibly turned ugly. I sat back down and raised an eyebrow at Pei Ju. How about that? Did I make you proud? Compliment me. Pei Ju turned sideways and, for the first time, personally poured me a cup of tea.
Well done.
Oh, I won't drink. You should drink less too. It's bad for your stomach. I was just about to show off a bit more when that damn system alarm in my head went off again.
Beep alert. Detected Lin Shuang'er's malice level skyrocketing to 99%. Host, be careful.
My heart tightened. The next second, a palace maid carrying steaming chicken soup walked toward me. Lin Shuang'er suddenly cried out, her body tilted, and knocked over the tray in the maid's hand. The scalding hot soup was actually splashing straight toward the Empress Dowager. It all happened too fast. No one had time to react, because the system had warned me in advance. My body reacted faster than my mind. I made a swift step forward, and precisely blocked in front of the Empress Dowager. The boiling soup splashed all over my back. A searing pain instantly spread through my body.
Host. Are you crazy? That was just boiled water. You'll be cooked like braised pork.
Shut up. If I didn't block it, and the Empress Dowager got burned, Lin Shuang'er would shift the blame, saying I ordered the maid to do it. Then forget the mission. Our whole family will be dead. The hall instantly erupted into chaos. Pei Jue was the first to rush over. Just before I fell, he pulled me into his arms.
Shen Wan.
Pei Jue looked at the blood and swelling quickly seeping from my back, his eyes churning with a ferocity I had never seen.
The Empress Dowager, still shaken, seeing my miserable state, flew into a rage. You wretch. What happened?
The maid who caused the trouble knelt trembling on the ground, pointing at Lin Shuang'er and shouting,
Empress Dowager, spare me. It was Miss Lin. It was Miss Lin who suddenly pushed me just now.
Lin Shuang'er, at this moment, was also scared stupid. She originally wanted to throw the soup on me, to embarrass me. But she used too much force, and almost spilled it on the Empress Dowager. The hall turned deadly silent. Lin Shuang'er collapsed to the ground. Her hair was disheveled. Gone was her previous elegance.
Your Majesty, please see clearly. Shuang'er didn't mean to. It was someone who tripped me just now.
I lay in Peiju's arms, in excruciating pain, but the corners of my mouth couldn't help twitching. Trip your ass. I was miles away from you. Don't drag others down with your own stupidity. I was in the middle of my rant when I felt the arms holding me suddenly tighten. Peiju's face, usually expressionless, now looked dark enough to drip ink.
Lin Shuang'er, in the Great Hall, in front of everyone. Who could have tripped you? How long will you keep lying?
Lin Shuang'er trembled at his glare, and fell limp to the ground.
The
The Empress Dowager also saw through it, and gave a cold snort.
Enough. I'm not senile yet. Guards, take Lin Shuang'er away for a thorough interrogation.
Watching Lin Shuang'er being dragged off by guards, the weight lifted from my heart. As I relaxed, the piercing pain in my back returned. Everything went dark before my eyes, and I fainted from the pain.
Shenwan,
Don't sleep.
His voice, for the first time, carried a panic I had never heard before. I fainted. Felt like I took a trip to the underworld. When I opened my eyes again, the familiar pairword told me I was back at the general's mansion. But the burning sensation on my back was still there, even moving a little hurt. Peiju was keeping watch by the bed, with dark circles under his eyes. Stubble had even appeared. When he saw me wake up, those bloodshot eyes lit up instantly.
You're awake? Does it still hurt?
It hurts. Am I going to meet my great-grandma?
Nonsense. The Imperial doctor already checked. Just a flesh wound. Apply the medicine on time and you'll be fine.
Seeing him like this, most of the resentment I had about that jerk ruined my life faded away. Especially when I saw his hand gripping mine tightly, I felt a little touched. This man may be a scumbag, but he comes through when it counts. Stayed up all night watching over me. Peiju's ears instantly turned red, his eyes flickered, looking embarrassed and shy.
Since you're awake, drink your medicine.
He held that bowl of dark bitter-smelling medicinal broth, and clumsily yet patiently spoon-fed it to my mouth. I took a sip, and my face instantly scrunched up like a bitter gourd. So bitter. I want candied fruit. Peiju, without a word, picked up a piece of candied fruit and popped it into my mouth. His fingertips accidentally brushed my lips, and we both froze for a moment. The atmosphere suddenly turned awkward and intimate. Just then, Xiao Tao rushed in breathlessly.
General, Madam, it's bad. Miss Cousin has hanged herself in the prison.
what?
She left a blood letter, saying Madam was jealous of her connection with the general and deliberately framed her.
This Lin Shuang'er is going all out. She's determined to drag me down even if it kills her. Peiju took the blood letter, his calm expression growing darker. My heart sank. I wondered if I should stage a do-ease injustice act to save the situation. But Peiju turned to me, his tone more resolute than ever.
I'll go check. You rest and recover. Don't overthink. Shenwan, I believe you.
Watching Peiju walk away, that small sense of surviving the disaster vanished in an instant. In this the dead are supreme, ancient society, Lin Shuang'er's death is like taking justice for the weak to the extreme. No matter what the truth is, I'll bear the name of driving my cousin to her death. It might even implicate Peiju. Beep. Triggering emergency survival scenario. Public opinion stormed due to Lin Shuang'er's death. Officials have jointly impeached Peiju for failing to govern his household. Mission requirements. Completely clear your name within 3 days. Mission failure. Full channel elimination. Elimination? I've worked so hard to build back my reputation, and she's going to ruin it. I take a deep breath, ignoring the sharp pain in my back. I stand up. System, NDSA, redeem a truth pill for me. Host, what are you going to do? Lin Shuang'er is already cold. A truth pill is useless on a corpse. Since she wants to play big, I'll play along to the end. The dead can't talk, but the living can. News of Lin Shuang'er's suicide spread fast. In less than half a day, rumors in the capital grew wings. They turned me from a hero who saved the emperor into a vicious woman who drove her cousin to death. They said I plotted against her at the palace banquet, forcing my cousin to take her own life in injustice. Peiju was impeached by the censors at court. The emperor didn't say much, but he still ordered him to reflect at home for a few days. People even threw rotten vegetables at the general's mansion gate. The way they acted, they wanted to drown me in a pig cage. I lay on my bed, listening to Xiao Tao's indignant report. But I felt calm inside.
Mistress, those censors are completely insane. They say the general can't control his household and that you're a jealous wife who can't tolerate others.
I listened quietly, my heart undisturbed. Just then, Pei Jue pushed the door open. He dismissed Xiao Tao. He looked at me. Neither of us spoke. Until I let out a sharp hiss from the pain in my back. He snapped back to reality.
Shanwan, I'll get to the bottom of this. Shuang. Though she was a bit headstrong usually, I don't think she'd go so far as to frame you with her death.
I looked at him, a chill hit my heart. He wavered after all. After all, they grew up as childhood sweethearts. Even in death, he couldn't stand seeing her slandered. He must be hurting inside. Peiju looked up sharply. Her eyes were slightly red. Her eyes were filled with pain.
I didn't waver. I just don't understand why she did that.
I let out a soft sigh. I reached out and placed my hand on his. Sometimes, hatred really does last longer than love. She hates me for taking her place as your wife. She hates me for humiliating her at the palace banquet. She hates me for ruining her reputation.
But
do you want to know the truth? I pulled out from my sleeve a pitch black, gleaming truth pill. This is a truth pill. If we feed it to the maid who accused Lin Shuang'er, she'll spill everything, including who Lin Shuang'er met before the banquet.
does this really work?
Why don't we find out? That night, Pei Jue took me into the imperial prison. The maid was locked up in the deepest cell. She was already tortured beyond recognition. Pei Jue fed her the truth pill. Moments later, her eyes glazed over, and she started mumbling to herself. The air in the dungeon is biting cold. The truth-telling pill has turned this maid into a complete marionette. The hidden beneath the surface, the dying to prove innocence facade, the festering sores, are finally being lanced open bit by bit, revealing the most hideous truth.
It's Miss Lin. Miss Lin said that if I spilled the soup on Madame Shen in front of the Empress Dowager, to embarrass her publicly and ruin her reputation, she would give me 500 taels of silver. And she said after it was done, she would arrange for me to leave the palace and live a good life.
Then why did the soup end up on the Empress Dowager?
Because I slipped by accident. Miss Lin was afraid of being implicated, so she pushed me from behind to make me the scapegoat. Before Miss Lin entered the palace, she secretly met the second prince in the back garden. The second prince gave her a packet of medicine, told her to find a chance, to put it in the general's wine.
Pei Jue shuddered violently. He stared at the maid in disbelief. The second prince is the crown prince's archrival. He has always seen Pei Jue as a thorn in his side.
How could Shuang'er, how could she collude with outsiders? Trying to kill me?
Pei Jue's breathing was heavy and ragged. The pain of betrayed trust made him look like he was about to collapse. Although my back was still injured, I still endured the pain and stepped forward, and gently held his ice-cold hand. Looking at Pei Jue's utterly devastated expression, that little competitive spirit in me suddenly vanished, but the barrage from the system rang out at that moment.
Do you see it clearly now? This is your beloved cousin. For wealth and status, she would even betray you.
Pei Jue shut his eyes tightly, his chest heaving violently, as if suppressing some destructive emotion. After a long while, he took a deep breath. When he opened his eyes again, the pain in his eyes had faded, replaced by a cold chill.
I know what to do now.
Pei Jue presented the maid's confession to the emperor. The second prince was placed under house arrest. The Lin family's property was confiscated. Lin Shuang'er was dead, but she still bore the infamy of committing suicide out of guilt. My grievances were cleared. The rotten vegetables at the general's mansion gate were replaced by lavish apology gifts. By all accounts, the general's mansion should have returned to calm. But after that day, Pei Jue became even quieter than before. He stopped coming to my courtyard. He even deliberately took paths I rarely used. That deliberate avoidance told me that between Pei Jue and me, there was still an obstacle we hadn't overcome. The general's residence has been so quiet lately you could hear a pin drop. This man, Pei Jue, ever since the truth came out, has completely shut himself down in a self-imposed isolation. Detected that the male lead is in a state of extreme guilt plus self-denial, psychological loop. Simply put, he feels too ashamed to face you. He's hiding away like a coward. I know he's guilty. Guilty for almost being Lin Shuang'er's accomplice. Guilty that his so-called childhood friend almost cost me my life. But I don't need this guilt. I need affection points. I need points. I need to survive. There are only 3 days left until the final mission ends. If I can't get Pei Jue's affection to 100, I'll be forcibly eliminated. I look at the panel showing affection, 90. I take a deep breath. Host, what are you going to do? System, if he keeps hiding like this, the remaining 10 points will be harder than reaching the sky. I don't want to. I decide to go all in. I, Shen Wan, have dominated the web novel world for years. I know exactly how to handle a reserved and aloof general like Pei Jue. Isn't he trying to avoid me? Then I'll just go find him. That night, I deliberately put on a thin nightgown and carried wine to Pei Jue's study. When Pei Jue saw me come in, his eyes were flustered, not knowing where to look.
It's so late. Why aren't you asleep yet? Doesn't your back hurt anymore?
I didn't give Pei Jue a chance to react. I directly turned and sat down, firmly landing in his arms. Peiju's body stiffened. His instinct was to push me away, but he was afraid of hurting my back.
Shenwan, don't be difficult. Go back to your room.
I wrapped my arms around his neck and breathed softly in his ear. Husband, I'm not being difficult. I missed you. I can't sleep from missing you.
Shenwan, do you know what you're doing?
I know. Looking into his eyes, I knew I had succeeded. Tongzi, enable blocking. Beep. Blocking module activated. Deduct 500 points. Instantly, the noisy sounds around us seemed to vanish. The world of Peiju and I fell into an extreme silence. As the 500-point deduction alert sounded, I mentally complained. The comments, the system alarm sounds, vanished completely in an instant. This is the first time since I transmigrated into this story that I've felt such absolute silence. Peiju slightly tilted his head, as if trying to catch those sounds that usually gave him a headache. Wild words.
Shenwan, those sounds. How are they gone?
I looked at his awkward look, like he'd lost his radar, and found it amusing inside. But on the surface, I was extremely gentle. Shh, husband, tonight, there are no such sounds. Tonight, there is only me. Peiju's sanity completely snapped at that moment. He tightly gripped my hand, as if to confirm this wasn't just a dream. That night, the red candles burned out, the silk curtains were warm, until near dawn, Peiju finally fell into a deep sleep. I looked at his handsome and defenseless sleeping face. The system panel flashed before me. It was the red light of the mission entering its final countdown. Goodbye, Peiju. Sis. Let's leave this world.
Host, are you sure? The affection level is already 99. We're only 1 point away from perfect completion. You can stay in this world as the general's wife.
I look at Peiju. A tired, bitter smile curls at the corner of my mouth. I'm not staying. Sis. I've been pretending long enough. It's exhausting. Rather than grinding for points here, walking on eggshells, I'd rather go back and pay my mortgage. The system goes silent. But my skin begins to turn transparent. I know. The countdown has started.
As the countdown reaches,
The moment, Peiju, who had been sound asleep, suddenly opens his eyes. He looks at me, slowly fading away. Terror floods his eyes, overwhelming his reason.
Shenwan.
He lunges forward, trying to grab me, but only catches air. I look at this usually proud, arrogant general of the north, look into his eyes, filled with despair. Peiju, now you taste what it's like to lose.
Host detachment successful.
The white light faded away. When I opened my eyes again, I was back in the cold system space. No palace intrigue here, no smell of medicine, and no Peiju. On the giant electronic screen, it was replaying the world after I left. Peiju was searching frantically for me, even resigned from his post for me, and went to Taoist temples to pray. He should have known better. Sis, stop playing it. Give me the reward.
Beep, congratulations, host. You've completed the main quest, heal the ascetic general, and earned 10,000 points. May I ask, host, do you want to start the next world immediately?
I was about to nod and say, let's go. But the screen suddenly switched. It was Peiju 3 years later. On a desolate mountain path, a man in coarse linen clothes staggered along.
Old man, excuse me. Have you seen my wife? Her name is Shenwan. She talks a lot, a bit flighty, and can never keep things to herself.
Haven't seen her.
I froze. It felt like a needle stabbed a corner of my heart. He's been looking for me all along.
Yeah, after you left, his affection score went off the charts. And he also discovered a secret.
What secret? The scene cuts to the general's secret chamber. Peiju holds a letter in his hand. It's the true last letter Lin Shuang'er left before her death.
Cousin, actually, the little girl who saved you back then wasn't me. It was Shenwan. I stole her jade pendant and took credit for it.
So that's it. So the fate between Peiju and Shenwan started more than a decade ago. After Peiju read the letter, he cried like a child. He finally understood what he had missed. I look at him on the screen. Can I go back?
You can go back, but it means all your points will reset to 0, and you can no longer use Shenwan identity. You'll start over with a completely new look. No longer the Chancellor's concubine-born daughter, no longer the General's wife, and Peiju might not even recognize you at all. Are you willing?
I wipe away my tears, look at Peiju on the screen, and can't help but chuckle. What's there to fear? Points can be earned back. Isn't it just starting over? I'm willing. Peiju, this time, it's my turn to find you. I changed my identity in this capital city that nearly killed me more than once and opened a place called Bugui. 3 years was enough for the name Shenwan to become a dusty file and enough for Peiju to go from a spirited general to an unfathomable power minister. I thought I was hiding it well. The door curtain was pushed aside, bringing in a gust of cold wind. I didn't turn around, just hearing those steady but slightly dragging footsteps made my heart tighten. Those footsteps, I'd heard them so many nights in the General's mansion. Peju, in a black cloak, walked over and sat down by the window. I walked over with the teapot as I poured the tea. I instinctively flipped the lid and set it aside. It was a quirky habit that Peju taught me back when I found the lid too hot.
Shopkeeper, that way of placing the lid is quite rare.
Picked it up from an old acquaintance.
I turned to leave just as I brushed past him. I instinctively muttered under my breath, "The snow's getting heavier. General, don't drink too much cold tea, it's bad for your stomach."